Hi, so good morning.
Good morning.
Honorable David Oziani, good to have you here. Mr. Mahmoud Noor, thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure having you over together with the Honorable Nadia Abdallah in Belgium.
Yeah.
So my big first question for you guys is, after these couple of days that you've been spending with us, what are your main takeaways of your visit to Brussels?
Well, in what order? Let me have the take.
Honorable, you can proceed.
No, it's fine. I think this has been a wonderful opportunity. You know, Close the Gap is very intimate and close to us. Foremost, I want to thank Olivier and the whole Close the Gap team for having thought of Kenya as a destination for investment. And I speak from an investment perspective because what you do, you would have chosen to do it in another country. And the benefits that the country, Kenya, accrues from your establishment in the country are enormous in their own ways, but much more than those benefits, it's the impact that you've had. I think visiting your plant in Antwerp, in Mechelen, it was a great one to see how Close the Gap takes computers that have been used and upcycles them and ensures that they are able to be reused. You know, then they help with digital penetration in countries that are originally fairly disadvantaged. And that we can afford to get computers at an affordable rate to as many as possible in countries that are disadvantaged is an amazing thing. But also just because I think there is going to be, and there already exists, initiatives that, you know, the Digitech creativity space like Mahmoud runs in Mombasa, that we can work together alongside. I look at technology and digital technology as a very useful bridge for trade, for investment. Lots, you know, by 2030, it's estimated that people who will not be able to access internet, for example, will be lacking a basic need. Trade without the internet or the world or computers and the IT infrastructure is not easily possible. So my take home is the ethos that we have here, the goings on here that can be replicated there, the things we have in Kenya that can be replicated here.
Absolutely.
The partnerships
Totally
we could
agree.
create, fantastic.
Super, thank you. And then Mahmoud, you know I'm inspired by what you do at Swahili Pot, but it's interesting maybe to get your views on what you have seen here in Belgium.
One is just like Honorable Oziani has mentioned, is to thank Close the Gap for the opportunity, and also putting together government from the Kenyan side. We also had experience from the Belgian government. They've done a good job when it comes to digital transformation. And just like Honorable alluded, also there are some lessons that can be learned from Kenya. And I think like
Totally
Kenya has been one of the pioneers when it comes to mobile money, the Silicon Savanah. But I think we've also seen how digitization can transform government process. And I think that continuous collaboration, continuous exchange and benchmarking is very important. And we hope that this collaboration will continue. I also like the angle of bringing in the academia with a visit to the universities. And we've seen how Close the Gap works very closely with the universities, because that is where we are building the workforce of today and tomorrow. And lastly, the visit to B Central, where that is exactly what we do as Swahili Pot Hub in collaboration with the hub, the Close the Gap hub in Mombasa, where we want to give skills to our young people, and regardless, and I'm happy in Kenya now, the president refused to assent to a law that was actually going to disallow young IT professionals from practicing. So I think it was a very good thing that he said, I'm not signing it. And I think that was also after a lot of us also lobbied, saying this will actually push out a lot of young people. And I saw that in B Central. And what I liked a lot about the coding programs, where you get young people who have not even completed high school, and you allow them to go to learn coding and eventually bring back some dignity in their life, because now they have something to do, they have certification. So for me, as Swahili Port Hub, there are so many lessons that we've learned, but long term, I'm looking at how do we take some of those things or collaborate with the hubs here so that we can create more opportunities for our young people. And even as we talk about technology, I was looking around as well, and I think we had this discussion with you, because for us to support our young people, yes, technology is very important, but also there are very good talents of soccer. So I'm still looking at how can we collaborate and pick our young people from academies so that they can come and play soccer. Because to give hope to our youthful population, Kenya is very youthful. 75% are below the age of 35. But for us to take them to the next level, you have to give different options for them. Not everybody is a techie.
Exactly.
Not everybody will be learned like Luciani here. There are those that we give them the options and we move forward. So I'm looking forward for the collaboration and continuous collaboration here.
So do we, and I can rest assure you that we speak on behalf of the entire Close the Gap team. We like to create opportunities, and Close the Gap wants to enable people. Mm-hmm. And of course we like to do that with access to high quality, low cost IT devices. Mm-hmm. That's given, that's what we do since many years now. That's what we're very happy to do in Kenya, in our local hub in Mombasa as well. But we also want to create opportunities for young entrepreneurs and for people to develop themselves. And we create the opportunity, but they have to do it. Yeah. And we're very much inspired by the entrepreneurship that we see locally in Nairobi, in Mombasa, in all of the country. Mm-hmm. You see very inspiring young people that tackle local issues. Mm-hmm. And very often you see that the solutions that they find are actually local solutions, but it can be global solutions. So the entrepreneurship inspires us as well. So very happy to have our entrepreneurship program as well there to work together with you, with the hub, with the other hubs to build this ecosystem together. As I said, we were very happy to have you to show our ecosystem. I know it's been busy, so we've been having a high pace of visits. Sorry for that.
Starting early and ending late. But that's fine.
But that's how it goes.
That's
luckily we had like the professional part and the fun part as well.
That blend is great.
But with everything that you have seen, would you maybe have some advice for us, takeaways that you would like to share with us? Maybe key items that you know from your country that you would like to share with us?
I think if on a lighter note, when we were moving around with Marie says the difference between Kenya and here. A lot of people are smiling. When people see you, they smile. so I think here people are so engrossed in what they're doing, and everybody is minding his own business. Yeah. So I think for us it is a community aspect. Yes, we have. I can't say that we have a lot of resources, but that pulling together, coming together, and I think you've seen that even when you set up the Close the Gap hub in Ratna Square in Mombasa. I think for our young people, they're very innovative. Our young people always want to move forward. I think the issue is how do we enable them to allow them to move there? And I think that is one area of building communities that's a strength that I think we can also Belgium can also learn from us.
Absolutely, and with the smile, it's indeed what you said. The smiles are very engaging. It's about having fun and the joy of building your future as well.
Yes.
And then joining the way towards the future instead of just waiting for the future to come. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more.
Mm-hmm. Just as Mahmoud says, I am very people-centric, very communal, societal, engaging. What has really gotten me shocked is how the Flemish and the French sides of Belgium, interact closely, passionately when they choose and dispassionately when they opt. I'm told that there are laws that you guys, the Flemish can't agree. Flemish, for those who are listening to us from Kenya, are the Dutch-speaking, and there's a French-speaking side of Belgium. And these two sides, they agree sometimes, they disagree very thoroughly sometimes. They can even stop building a road together, so the Flemish side will build the road till where it stops, and the French side will just pick it and leave it there. They can create laws for schools, so sometimes the Flemish side has said we're going to do 1 week, and the French side says we're going to do 2 weeks of holiday vacation for schools. Which is very interesting, and they can learn from Kenya the sense of unity. You know, Kenya is a country of about 45 ethnic groups,
There you go.
47 counties, but still invest the power for leadership in a single president, regardless of our ethnicities, and we run one goal. So we are doing a road, it doesn't matter. We are going to rummage right through. We create a law, it's for everybody. The haves, have-nots, they don't want tos, and everybody else. And I think that's something to learn on. But back to my take home. There are 3 visits for me that have been very profound, maybe 5. The first is Close the Gap, which I already elaborated on extensively. The second was the visit to the Belgian Investment Corporation for Developing Countries, BIO. And BIO because as the minister in charge of SMEs and trade and, you know, all those things, which has a massive part, women and youth, they make almost 90% of our SMEs in Kenya. I had the honor of speaking to Luke, the CEO, global head, and I told him, I remember all of us were there, that there is no greater bridge than affordable credit. All our SMEs want an opportunity to grow, but they want to be able to access credit that's affordable. And I posed a challenge to him to ensure that when they disburse the funds, 2 different funds, because sometimes they give it to a bank here that has a fund to go and support women, that they follow through to ensure that the original intention of impact is achieved, so that you're not...
Reporting is key there.
Yeah, so that you're not giving money at 4% to be lent onwards for impact, or that it's lent onwards at 13%, which means the bank is basically doing business with the money that is meant for impact. And I hope that that's followed through. The second one was Enable. Enable, which is the equivalent of GIZ for Germany, for our audience in Kenya that may not know what Enable is present in all the East African countries except Kenya.
I noted that one.
So they are present in Tanzania, Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, and Congo, but not in Kenya.
Yet.
Which I love that. Which again, Jean, as we agreed with him, we would have conversations around how about opening doors in Kenya, even though we agreed on the triangular cooperation where they would tap into the Kenyan populace that have admirable values that are able to be depicted in places like Congo, where they are doing massive work, whether Kinshasa, Digital Hub, and many things like that. That was amazing and eye-opening. Great work that Enable is doing. That is fantastic. The third one, I think, was the visit to B Central, Belgium Central, where Olivier is an investor. And I told Olivier that just as Mahmoud has done excellently in Mombasa, I am going to be going to Rongo, where I come from, and we need to create a hub there. Yes, not the whole world is going to be a world of techies, but that's the future of the world. The basic skills for the world in 10 years is going to be the ability around the digital space. Are you able to easily operationalize all this IT equipment and do your things? Send an email. I don't think people will be writing anymore. You know, it's going to be type it, write it, and go. To learn that B Central as a huge component that allows the citizens to come in for free digital skills training was a very great thing for me. The people who don't have jobs can come, be taught. How do I do Excel sheet? How do I get to know my way around Word? The basics. You know, and for a very developed country like this, it then shows you how much a need we may have on the other side. That for me was amazing. Then finally, the European Development Days tour was also great. Not for the excellently beautiful Atomium, that too was amazing.
You liked it.
But I think the lessons learned there of what various organizations are doing for impact globally, that was a wonderful take home as well for me. So this trip has been amazing, fantastic. Good food, thanks Didier.
You have to, if you're in Belgium, it's our thing as well, you know.
Laughter when we were together, you know, but a lot of work. So 80% of work, as I always say, work hard, but when you get that 20% to play hard too. You know, so good food, the mannequin piece, and many others. So that's really been fantastic.
That's really good to hear. And then the takeaway that I had, I really appreciated your positive feedback on the social entrepreneurship model that we have. Be Central is a social enterprise,
Yeah.
Close the Gap is a social enterprise.
Yeah.
It's about building companies, building ecosystems that do business and focus on impact, that combine those two. And then the partnerships that we set up, like the triangular, so you have private money,
Yes.
our own money, maybe
Yes.
government money as well. So
Yes.
thinking of the future, it would be interesting to look into that as well. How can we co-invest with companies? And investment can take on different forms. It can be IT assets that we can use from the government. It can be IT assets from companies. It can be credit from banks. It can be people investing time to help the young people that we try to help with our entrepreneurship program. So a lot of things can be possible.
Yeah, which reminds me of Professor Nicolai, who, the University of Belgium, who was just amazing. And congratulations to him for being elected the president of International Association of Business and Society. But that passion for social entrepreneurship is a very big thing. Not to do business as usual, but to do business with purpose. To do business with an intention for impact. Fantastic.
And linking it to the academia, that's what they do very well. So it's about studying business, but also applying what they've learned, and then learning from what they apply, and then feeding it back into business. So that's a good thing. It's a learning network that we were able to build. So thank you very much for these takeaways, Honorable David Tijani. I know that you have to go, so let me not take too much of your time.
I appreciate it.
But let me do thank you, and also Kas Nadia Abdallah for the time invested in Belgium, in the capital of Europe. So we did appreciate the visit a lot, and Mahmoud also very much. Thank you for visiting us. We work together since many years now. It's fun to see how we can actually together strengthen the ecosystem of hubs in Mombasa. I appreciated a lot your enthusiasm about the joint activities, the makerspace, the production capacity, the training. So I'm sure that we have many beautiful things to come. So thank you for the both of you.
Mahmoud has been excellently and impeccably impactful in the coastal beat with that, and congratulations from me and all of us trying to do something. And thank you to Close the Gap for closing the gap of digital literacy, for closing the gap of unemployment, for closing the gap in your small way of every good thing you do, and in the large ways. It's not too small. Your impact has been profound. And now we are going to close the gap in Rongo, where I'm coming from, because we are going to work with the Mahmoud and Olivier to replicate something there. Let's close the gaps. Social entrepreneurship, that's the future. It was nice being here with you in Brussels, and we look forward to much more. And thanks for a tour of Antwerp and all those other good places as well.
And the best is yet to come.
Oh, thank you.
On that note, thank you a lot. Thank you.
All right, appreciate it.